Hello and welcome to another Canada Summit webinar with VanHack. I'm Ilya, and today we're on day number 6. Yes, day number 6 of the Canada Summit. We are joined by Rick Davidson from GameCareerCoach.com, all the way from Australia. So, hi, Rick. How are you doing?
Good, Ilya. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really well. I'm a little bit jet lagged, but I'm very happy to be here with you. And before we continue, as always, just want to do a quick sound check. Hey, Alessandro. Hey, Victor. Hey, Nathaniel. Hey, Sandro. Hey, Igor. Everyone else. Hey, Nazar. Can you guys all hear us? Are you able to hear us? Hey, Thiago. Is the sound working well? What's up, Daniel? What's up,
Yeah,
guys?
can you guys hear me as well? And I'm particularly interested if you guys, while we're doing our sound check, if you can type in where you're from. So Ilya is saying I'm in Australia. I'm been based in Canada for a long time. I'm in Australia just at the moment. Who knows where I'll be tomorrow? I'd love to know where you guys are.
Yeah, awesome. It's working well. Great, guys. Yeah, and please let us know where you're from. That's a great point. Yeah, Lisbon, Portugal. Or Portugal, Lisbon. Yeah, great. Brazil, also. U.S. Hey, Alicia, Venezuela, Australia. Awesome. Hey, Alicia, I saw your email. Very cool. Hopefully, you'll be our first American member of VanHack Premium. That's awesome. Cool. All right, let's get right into it, guys. Great to have some people quickly. Great to have some people from Venezuela. Just for everyone to know, I really am passionate about what helping what's going on with Venezuela right now. So help get you guys tech jobs abroad. I think that'd be really great. All right, cool. So Rick, great to have you here. Rick is actually Rick is our gaming expert. He's got a whole ton of background in the gaming industry. So Rick, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved in gaming?
Yeah, okay, cool. I'll be really quick on that because we want to talk about you guys, not about me all day long. Well, I'd be happy talking about me all day long, but I think you guys want to talk about you. And I want to have tons of questions from you guys today that I can answer. So in terms of my game journey, I had many years where I wasn't making games and I was frustrated because I'm like, I want to make games. It's my passion. I'm excited about it. And then I went over to Vancouver. If any of you guys have been to Vancouver, beautiful city, rains a lot, like 13 months of the year. I think it rains in Vancouver. And, and went over there and studied for a year at the Vancouver Film School. And being an Australian in Canada, I went through that whole process of how can I stay here longer? I want to hang out in Canada. What do I need to do? And so I had to hustle and find an employer and get sponsored and all that kind of good stuff. And started off in the games industry as a producer. So when I was studying game design and game production. Started off being a producer, did that for a couple of years, then became a lead designer, did that for a couple of years, making cool games, working on a bunch of stuff. And then started up my own indie game studio, did that for a few years, then sold my indie game studio. And I've been making games for professionally for probably about 12 years. And the last few years, I've been focusing primarily on helping other people make games, whether that's getting a job as an employee or starting their own indie studio, making their own games in their own way, in their own time. So I'm really passionate about helping as many people as possible live the dream. And for today's conversation, I'm going to be talking about games specifically, but also just how to get yourself out there and how to find jobs that you're interested in. And obviously, Ilya being the getting into Canada expert, we're going to talk a lot about Canada because I've had a decade in the games industry in Canada, so I know a bit about it. But just generally getting a job in whichever country, whether it's the US or maybe guys don't want to go to the US nowadays. Apologies if there's any Americans on this webinar. Not as friendly as
Alicia.
Oh, okay, cool. Canada's awesome. Australia's awesome. Over to Europe, that's awesome as well. So what we're going to talk about is going to be relevant, I think, for wherever you want to go.
Yeah, Rick, I actually didn't mention this to you before we started, but we're actually expanding globally now. So I'm actually in Europe right now, in Germany, for a couple of days, and we were in Portugal as well for Web Summit, and so yeah, VanHack world.
Nice. Yeah. That explains the gigantic beer that you were drinking when we first started talking. Wait a minute, Rick. I'll be there. This is day 6. I need some.
No. It's actually just candy. No beer.
Okay. That's what you tell me. Awesome.
Well, so let's get right into it. what's the state of the gaming market right now? So maybe somebody not so interested in games yet, they're kind of curious, they don't have some experience. What's the state of the gaming market? Is it a good idea to get some experience with games, and you know, what's it like now?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's really good, but it's changed. And I know a lot of people, when they think about games, they think about AAA games. They think about, you know, the huge studio games, console games, and that's what they're particularly interested in. The games market globally has shifted so that there's maybe a little bit less opportunities. There's still those big studios. They're still making big games. You know, GTA 6 is going to come out. You know, Blizzard is still going to be making what they're making. BioWare up in Edmonton, they're still going to be making incredible games. But nowadays, there's many, many, many opportunities in mobile, in the mobile space, and in virtual reality. There's a lot more opportunities popping up. So if you look around cities in Canada, Vancouver and Montreal and Toronto, there's more and more virtual reality studios popping up, you know, making stuff with the headsets. And there's still a whole bunch of mobile studios. So free to play is very big nowadays.
Awesome. So free to play is like it's free to download, but then maybe you want to buy some coins, some like Candy Crush or King of Clans or whatever those games are. Pokemon Go, Clash of Clans, yeah. Pokemon Go. Like those are all free to play games.
Yeah, they are. And you know what? So what I find is there's a lot of people who are, you know, I'm really interested in games as my passion. And I see Joel as games is my passion. I love it. And that's awesome. And there's also a lot of people like, I'm kind of interested in games. I'm a programmer, you know, or a developer. I've got some skills and games seem like they'd be a good opportunity. So, you know, there's that path to come in. You don't have to be super passionate about games, but you have to understand games. You have to know what they're about a little bit. And what game studios are looking for when they look at your resume, here's tip number one for you guys, or piece of insight number one, is you might have 10 years as a Java developer, or you might have 18 years as a project manager. You might have 7 years as a marketing person, or you might have like 1 year and you're straight out of school. Whatever it is, gaming studios are going to look, when they look at your resume or LinkedIn profile, they're going to look for at least one example of you working on a game project, at least one. They're gonna be like, okay, cool. What games has this person made? Don't see any, probably not someone we're interested in. So even if you're like a business person and you're saying games might be a good way for me to get into Canada, it might be a good way for me to get sponsored, it might be a good way for me to travel the world and, you know, all that kind of good stuff. You've got to have at least one thing. So you've got to work on a project. It can be your own project. You can work as a volunteer on something. You can be part of a game studio. It doesn't have to be a job, but it has to be at least something that says games. That's tip number one. Nice.
Great tip. Starting off strong. I like it. Very, very true. You know, you have to prove that you have the skills. You have to show your skills, and I agree. So what about you know, you mentioned Java. What you know, what are the skills? Like, I'm sure there's a lot of different types of skills, but maybe what are the kind of top hottest skills that gaming studios are looking for right now?
Yeah, great question. So it's very much dependent upon the stream, your discipline, your area of expertise. So if you're an artist, there's certain things. If you're a programmer, there's certain things. If you're a business person, there's certain things. I was mentioning before the hot topics of mobile and free to play, as well as virtual reality. So let's look at mobile free to play as an example. So if you are a developer, I call it programmer. So a lot of people will call it developer. I call it programmer. If you're a programmer, then it's good for you. The hot topics are for you to show some iOS development or some Android development or some mobile development in general to show that you understand how those systems work. So there's going to be hot topics there. If you're an artist, then showing that you can do low poly, low texture, low file size artwork and still have it look good. You know, you can make it look good on a screen that big, not just on, you know, your huge 4K plasma that you've got in your lounge room at home. So from that point of view, if you're a business person, you understand the mechanics of monetization and free to play and analytics. And this is something that 5 years ago, you wouldn't have seen any of these roles, but nowadays you see tons of opportunities for analysts. And that's not a business analyst I know some of the people I've talked to, particularly from Brazil, they're like, I'm a business analyst. I'm like, that's a different thing. It's a statistician. It's someone who can look at the data and say, players tend to drop off after 10 minutes. What are we doing at 10 minutes? Oh, at 10 minutes, we're asking them to, attack this big village, and that's too difficult, and people are getting frustrated and they're leaving. So then the analyst is giving advice to the games team on how to change it and how to work with it. So even if you're not someone who has craft skills like programming or art or design skills, but you have knowledge and you like to play free-to-play games, then there's lots of opportunities there at the moment as well. That's one big bucket. The other big bucket, I think, is Unity. I think, I saw someone Unity C# in there before. If you come along and you say, I've been using Unity for quite some time now, I know how to work within it, whether that's as a programmer or an artist or a designer, I get it. I understand how Unity works. Then that's going to be valuable to a games team that's looking specifically for people to work on a game made in Unity. And again, if you're looking to get into Canada, for example, and there's a games team that's making games in Unity, and you say, I know how to use Unity pretty well, it's easier for them to justify choosing you over a Canadian. Apologies if there's any Canadians watching, you guys are awesome as well. It's easier to choose those people because they've got the relevant skill. Like, we need Unity people. You've got Unity. That's how we can justify sponsoring you or choosing you over a Canadian. And I see some awesome questions starting up. So you guys, please chuck in your questions, like throw them in there, and I'll start to, as Ilya and I are dancing around, I'll start to pick some questions and answer them, because I'd much rather talk about what you guys want to talk about. But I did have one other, I put some thought into this today. I did have one other thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about before we take questions, and that's to do with your brand. And I know it was a couple of months ago that Ilya and I did a similar webinar, and then I did a bunch of workshops for people interested in continuing this further. And one of, I'd say, the main thing that people have not got correct, I was going to say disconnect, that's not quite right, is their brand. So what I want you guys to think about is your brand. What I mean by that is, if I'm a programmer, if I say that my brand is Sword, it's very difficult for people who are looking to hire you to know exactly what you would do. But if you would say, for example, I'm a gameplay programmer with experience in C# and Unity, then your brand is, you're a Unity C# person. And then it's a lot easier for you to slot into that job looking for that particular person. Now, what a lot of people say is, yeah, but if I say I'm a designer, then I'm relevant for every design role. I haven't been too specific, but it kind of goes the other way around. It doesn't work like that. Because if I go to the supermarket, right, and say my 4-year-old, I've got 2 kids, 4 and 1.5, say my 4-year-old spills a big bunch of mess on the carpet. I'm like, darn, okay, we better clean this up. So we'll go to the supermarket and buy some carpet cleaner. Market, there might be this incredible deal on all-purpose household cleaner, like clean anything in your house. And then sitting right next to it is the best carpet cleaner in the world. The brand's called the best carpet cleaner in the world. Maybe that's a big claim. And this is $2 and that's $8. I'm like, okay, I need the best carpet cleaner in the world because I've got a mess on my carpet. And it's exactly the same with you guys when it comes to branding yourself. If you're a marketing person, and I know I had hopefully she's on the call, I had a marketing person contact me on LinkedIn a couple of days ago. If you're a marketing person, then you need to be a marketing person who specializes in, for example, user acquisition. Like, that's what you do. Or in promotions for games, or in esports. If you're a developer, you need to focus in being, a C#, C++ gameplay, or I'm a rendering guy. If you're an artist, then you need to be an environment artist who specializes in fantasy art. So the more focused you can have with your brand, the easier it's going to be for you to get an interview for someone looking for the specific thing you are. And it might possibly rule out a few other opportunities because you're not quite that right brand, but your goal here is to have someone go, wow, I really need you, as opposed to 10 people go, oh, maybe I need you. Okay, so that's a huge chunk of me talking. How many people have left? Are you guys still there? You still listening? Looks like our attendees are
I think more people
above where they were when we started.
Yeah, people are enjoying. People are loving it. This is some great tips. Personal branding. That's so it. You gotta kind of win that space in the mind of the person, and you only have like 7 seconds, right, to make that impression. So even just having on your LinkedIn profile, you know, that specific type of programmer you are, or designer that you are, or artist that you are, versus something general, I feel like is a much better strategy. When you know what you want, it's so much easier to go grab it rather than I just want any job. You know, hey, I'm desperate, hire me, blah blah blah. That's so much of a turn off to recruiters, right? So, really great tip.
Yeah.
Really great tip. Rick, let's get into the questions here. I'm gonna grab your URL for your LinkedIn. Everyone wants to add you on LinkedIn here.
Yep, I just pasted that on a second ago.
You're way ahead of me. Love it. Great.
Yeah, please add me. Love to connect with you guys.
Yeah,
More than happy to.
And Rick has one of the best LinkedIn profiles I've ever seen. I love the thing you do with the stars. That's so great.
Yeah, I teach a lot of that stuff. I used to have a pretty bland, and I've looked at so many LinkedIn profiles now that you can smell it when you see a LinkedIn profile. Oh, that looks very professional, and others you're like, oh, not so professional. But thank you for the compliment.
No, it's true. It's true. I've just put mine all in you know, for corporate and yeah, it's something that I think is super important, because you do have that quick 2 seconds, 3 seconds, maybe 7 seconds. Someone looks at your profile, your LinkedIn, your resume. So anyway, let's get into the questions. I liked Miguel's question about working remotely. I think that's a big topic for people here. Is there any chance you can start working remotely for a gaming studio? And how would that work?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's yes is the answer. It's just a matter of finding those studios, proving to them that you're reliable, and then starting that relationship. When I had my indie studio, it was completely remotely organized. So I had a team of between 6 to 12 people, and we were just, you know, wherever. So that was my favored way of making games. It tends to be the smaller studios, indie studios, medium-sized studios that do the remote thing, a lot less likely for a big studio like EA with their big campus in Burnaby up in Vancouver. It's very unlikely that they would do a remote position for one of their core game teams, but there are a lot of opportunities out there. Now, there's a lot of crap opportunities. There's a lot of people who are like, you know, I'm Fred, and you know, I'm in my basement and I want to pretend that I'm building a game. Well, I'm not pretending. I want to get someone to work for free on my games. There's a lot of those kind of scammy opportunities that you need to be careful about. But yeah, they're out there. It's just a matter of looking for them and hustling to get them. The main thing you need to do is to show the people that you will be reliable and you won't let them down, because that's their concern. They can't see you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, think about it, guys. If someone from another country that doesn't really speak the language you speak sends you an email, you automatically have red flags in your head, right? It's just, how are you going to rely on them? You're going to give them your code. You have a really important project. What if they disappear? You have no way of, you know, you can't knock on their door. You're not going to take a flight to the other places. So really show that you, maybe in the beginning as a volunteer, just to kind of get your foot in the door and to really establish credibility, or for a lower salary, or maybe have like a really good score on Upwork or you know, one of these freelancing websites. And that might be a good way to do it. So great question, Miguel. And I see you're Googling small studios there. Great. There's also, I think the website is called candevs.ca. It has a list of all the Canadian, I'll get it here for you guys, all the Canadian gaming studios by province. So hopefully that helps you guys out. Awesome. Let's grab some other questions here. Richard asks, for a game designer entry position, is that possible? How can he position himself to get an entry-level job in a game studio?
So Richard must have a couple of questions. I was looking at his other one there. Let me scroll up. Game designer entry level. Cool. So let me give you guys the blunt truth. You guys, do you have your blunt truth hat on? Like, it's probably a shield that you need. The blunt truth is, if you're outside of Canada or outside of any country and you're looking to relocate and get sponsored, get a work visa, that won't happen for an entry-level position, like never. Companies just won't go to that effort. They'll find someone who lives next door. They'll find a friend's cousin's brother and give them an opportunity. So if you're looking to say, I'm in Brazil or Portugal or wherever it might be, and I'm looking to get into Canada, then first, if you get there, and because you're studying or because you have the ability to get there and work and get the paperwork, and then you say entry level, cool, you've got a good chance. And there's a whole system of how you go about proving to a company that you've got what it takes. You need to show that you've made games. So how can I show my game design skills? This is going to sound a little bit silly, but by making games. And the games that you make as a game designer don't have to be polished. They don't have to be final. Make a game moment, what I call a game moment. So 2 minutes of a game where it's very interesting. And you don't have to do that by coding from scratch, like programming from scratch, the whole thing. You can go into a level editor. You can go and mod a game. You can go and make a map and then show people, for example, here's my StarCraft 2 map where I changed a whole bunch of the parameters and the variables and the rules. And I've made this really cool, I saw someone make a third person, or maybe, a first person shooter style zombie defense game in StarCraft 2. And that's really cool. It's very innovative. And when you show that and you're like, oh, mate, this is StarCraft 2, which is a RTS game, it looks very interesting. So you can make it wherever, but you need to show an example of, here's a thing I made, and then you need to tell people why it's good design. Here's the zombie tower defense first person game I made. It's good because of this system and that system and that system, and I did this, and after 2 minutes that happens, etc. That answer your question, Richard? How's that?
Nice. I like that, kind of modifying it, right? Like, don't have to do too much work, but just kind of, do a little bit of a tweak, a remix. That's the word I was looking for. Very cool. Very cool. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Let's see any other good questions here. Did you see one that you liked?
Yep. There was one right at the very start. Richard, another Richard, made games. Okay. Best way to show projects. Best way to show your work to anyone, in my opinion, is by video. That's the best way to do it. You don't need to have a game that you've made and you're like, here's the App Store link, go download my game and play it. People won't do that. And an employer won't ever go and play your game until maybe you're at the final interview stage and they're like, maybe we should go play this game to see what it's actually like. But they'll watch 20 seconds of video. So if you've got a whole bunch of games, then find a good one, find one that looks good, and make a video on that. And then when you contact someone, you can say, if you'd like to see some of my work, here's a URL, here's a YouTube link of some gameplay footage from one of my games. Doesn't have to be published. That's not the most important thing. Now, if your game looks like arse, I don't know, is that a right way to phrase it? If your game doesn't look very good, if your game doesn't look very good, need to explain by having some text on your video what is happening and why it's clever. Because if you just show a video of a game and it looks kind of bad, people will look at it and be like, this doesn't look very good. This person must not be very good. It's okay if you're a programmer or a designer or a QA person or anyone to make something that looks like ass, but you can explain it. For example, you might have the first 5 seconds of a character jumping and say, implemented all character physics. Interesting, like come up on the video and then bounce along a little bit more, have an enemy, implemented complex enemy AI. Oh, so you're explaining what's going on and people will look at the underlying effort you've put into it as opposed to just, whether they think it looks good or not.
Awesome.
What I'm also super interested in, if anyone, normally this results in a frenzy of who can be first in typing. If anyone has their LinkedIn profile that they would like me to have a look at and review, I'll give you feedback I'll pretend I'm an employer and let you know what you can do for your LinkedIn profile, how you can improve it and how you can tweak it. So if you guys have any LinkedIn profiles you want me to take a look at, I should probably go and accept all these requests that you guys have sent me. Oh.
Yeah.
41. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for all the LinkedIn love.
41 requests. That's awesome. All right, we got our first one.
Cool.
Miguel, nice.
Okay. Oh, here they all come. The cool thing about connecting with me is connect with me, and then you can go and look at all the people I'm connected with. But when you search, this is a cool thing, when you search for a company, because I'm connected to so many people, you'll be second connection, maybe third connection with someone from nearly every game studio in Canada and probably the US as well. So it's a good way for you to then go and find, this is some value hopefully I'm giving to you guys, is you can then go and search for and contact people a lot more easily because you've got them as a second or a third and you can see them. Okay, so well, let me pull this over here. Look at that handsome photo. And do you mind if I do some screen sharing here? Over there, screen one, that looks right. How's that, Ilya? Can you see?
Yep, yeah, looks great.
Well, looking all handsome on the couch there. Okay, full stack developer, that's good. This is the most important thing for you guys right at the start, is to have, I was saying before about your brand. So this is your brand, and I can see full stack developer. Now in the games industry, it's often called programmer. So programmer could be a slightly stronger word to use there. Developer, usually when I see that, I think apps. So, you know, okay, so oh, we've had a conversation, awesome. And then summary, GitHub. I'm less likely to go look at a GitHub link. I can't, you know, as an employer, maybe I'd look at it, maybe not. But I love that you've got your link right at the very start here. That's awesome. Looks like you've watched one of my videos. This is looking pretty slick here. Bachelor Computer Science student with, oh, okay, cool. With high goals, learning daily to stay current with the latest technology, since using age 12. Okay, so what I like, okay, this is me giving you guys a whole bunch of free consulting here. Normally this is, you pay millions of dollars for this stuff. Is your very first sentence is put in the most amazing thing about yourself. Sorry, bumping the microphone. So what is the most important, impactful, interesting, wow thing about you? So if it's me, I would probably, because I'm a bit of an old guy, I'd probably put how many years I've been making games. That would be the most impactful. So if you're someone who has 15 years of programming experience, that's pretty good. 15, wow, this person is senior. If you're someone who knows particular languages, then that could be the first thing. I mean, programming languages. So I'm not a fan of starting with I'm a student, because saying I'm a student, when people see that, they're like, oh, this guy must not have a lot of experience. You know, this guy, maybe he's still at school. I like starting with, so even up here, for any of you guys, don't have currently a student or aspiring to do this. If you're learning art, then you're an artist. You know, if you're learning design, you're a designer. So what we were doing here, Miguel, is have a look at what's the most impactful thing. Programming since age of 12. That's cool, but you know, you could currently be 14 for all I know. So I'm not really sure what that means. You know, are you now 50, or are you using BASIC, then learning C# and now programming skills in Java? Special dedication and love for video game development and core technology like DirectX. Let's make this a little bit bigger for you guys. Previously participant. Okay, so it's pretty good. There's stuff in there, but your brand is not clear. I'd like to know, are you so you've got some C language skills, but I'm not seeing what you've created. You've got some stuff in Unity and Unreal. So basically it's be strong about something. For example, C++, C#, sorry, experienced C++, C# programmer with skills in Unity and Unreal. Like that would be it. You're leading with, I know how to do these things. And then next to it, you can put some of the other stuff that you've got in there, some of the other technologies and what have you. But lead with, this is what I can do well. And then full stack developer for 1 month, web 3D developer, full stack developer. Okay, I'm not seeing a lot of good having it all in English. Thank you for that. That's if you're looking to be anywhere in a English speaking country, it's pretty important to have it all in English. Certifications, languages, skills. Okay, so not bad. You know what? Try to get more focused in terms of here's my brand, and a little bit in terms of here is what I've done. I've made 7 websites, or I've or I've created, you know, what's this? Planning, developing 3D info shows newcomers format structure. Kind of don't really know what all this means. So if you can make it a little bit more easy for anyone to understand. So, you know, I look at that and like, but what did you do? There's a lot of stuff in there. So that's my advice. Brand, find your most important thing, and have a couple of examples of here's what I've done. Hopefully that's useful for you, man. Let's jump to the next one.
I just want to say Miguel is one of our most like engaged community members. Has really been working hard on his profile and helping spread the word of Van Hack in Venezuela. So
awesome.
Good stuff, Miguel. Really nice profile.
Awesome. Yeah, really cool. I think Miguel and I have had a couple of conversations as well. I recognize your name there. So I haven't seen that smiley face, but good stuff. Three cheers for Venezuela. I want to see you guys do well. I want to see the community there grow. And, you know, for people, particularly in people in countries that don't have a big game scene, or, you know, even a lot of great opportunities, that tapping into the global market and getting some good contacts and then doing work for people remotely, like that's a huge opportunity for you guys. So long as your internet stays stable and, you know, you can connect to the internet. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Should we jump to the next one, Ilya? Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. And we still have more people now than we did when we started the webinar. So I assume you guys are getting some value out of this. Here's Richard with the good question. Is this the same Richard that had the good questions? I think it is. Game designer, awesome. I like that you've got a background picture. Big fan of that. If you have a look at my profile, which you guys probably have had a look at it. Sorry, I have just a little bit of color, my background there, but I like it when you come along. Background picture helps a lot. Game designer, cool. I don't know what fee veil is, so you don't get a lot of value out of having at somewhere unless you're at Microsoft or at Blizzard or whatever. So it doesn't hurt, but sometimes people look at it and they're like, what's a fee veil? I don't know. Is it free veil, but with an R? But anyway, summary. Hi, my name is Richard, designer by choice and nerd at heart. I have an associate's degree, currently working with game design. Now, Richard, if you're the same Richard that said I have made worked in many games, finished approximately 10, that would be the first thing that I have there. So designed and completed more than 10 games. Can you guys all see me? I think I've lost Ilya somehow. Just want to make sure I'm not talking to myself. Be half an hour later, I'll be like, I was just talking to myself for half an hour. I think we've lost Ilya, but if you guys can still see me, let me know. Great, awesome. Okay, so to hell with Ilya, we'll just do this without him. Who's in favor of soldering on, and just he'll find us again. Okay, so Richard, if you've made 10 games, then have that as the first thing. Worked on the design, created 10 games. Here it is. And then as a game designer. And when you, in your summary, people are looking for what's in it for me. So when I read your profile, I'm looking for me, not for you. So I'm looking for what can this guy do for me? And I want to know right from the start, you know, I can create games for you. I'm not so interested in, this is your name, I can see it up here. Not so interested that you're from Brazil. You know, maybe when I get to know you, I will be, or in the interview, I will be. But for now, I just want you to go straight to the value. Designer by choice, nerd by heart. I mean, that's a little bit of flavor you could put down the bottom of your summary, but not as the most important thing. Associate degree, I would have any degrees or qualifications as a secondary point. Have what you can do first, and then have your support for that, like the degrees and stuff, second and down below. I also teach Unity 3D for a small group. Oh yeah, this is cool. I teach Unity 3D. So that to me says that you've got Unity skills. This is good, this is important. If you're applying for a job that's looking for someone with Unity skills, that's gonna be huge. Small group of digital games. So, you know, if you can expand on that a little bit more. So I'd start with, I've designed and created 10 games, mostly hobby games that haven't been published. I teach Unity 3D and have mad Unity awesome skills. I have an associate degree in digital games. So that's how I would approach that. And then game design, 3D modeling. Again, if you can put in numbers, and here's a general piece of advice. You know, I'm going to show me for a second here. There I am. Boop. So you guys don't forget what I look like. A little bit tanned at the moment, been out in the sun. Is be as concrete as you can. So put in numbers. So rather than saying I've worked in Unity, say I've worked in Unity for 4 years. Rather than saying I know how to do marketing, tell me I've managed 7 marketing campaigns. Rather than telling me I know how to do art, tell me I have created 28 unique environments for levels. And does that make sense, being concrete? And if you're looking at it saying, well, I've kind of not done any of that stuff, Rick, I've done 1 of these and 0 of these, then it's very clear for you what you need to do in terms of standing out, is you need to get those numbers up a little bit. Even if it's 1, I've made 1 game from start to finish, that's good. Or, you know, I've managed 1 client relationship from start to finish, that's good. Even if it's for free. So in, back to Richard's profile here, you were saying, in my spare time, I also teach Unity 3D for a small study group of digital games. The way you've worded it there says to me, I don't think this is very important. And that's fine. It just might be with, you know, with 2 friends and you meet once a month. And so you're like, I don't want it to sound more important than it is. But if you're good at it, if you can do it, if you have skills, then present it in a way that sounds cool. So I'm also passionate about teaching Unity 3D for a group of digital games, you know, etc. So make it sound impactful, make it sound cool. Okay, cool. How's that useful for you, Richard, hopefully?
Richard, you've got a great profile. If you're looking for a job, let me know, okay?
And you're in Toronto as well. Awesome, very cool. Good stuff, good stuff. And we can, okay, I'll go through some quick. I have a company looking for someone like you in Vancouver, Richard. So if you're open to moving, I'm looking for a job. Great. Send me your CV, ilya@vanhack.com. Okay, we've got a cool one here from Daniel. Daniel, hopefully you're still in the webinar with us. Thanks for this. This is awesome because yours is very empty. And so empty is good. The other 2 guys have got some good details in there. And summary, that's not much of a summary. I'd like to see, when I come here, software developer, don't really know what that means. I want to see what languages you're strong in, how long you've been doing this, what your skill set is. So it could be, let me see if you've got schools, no dates on that one. Oh, here we go. So it looks like you're currently in school or just finished school, lots of school. Okay, cool. So it could be that you're, you know, you're more recently graduated or about to graduate. So then I'd like to see what you've been creating while you're at school. You know, what projects you created, or what teams you were part of, or what languages you learned. And that's important stuff to have in here. So very strong with C++ and C#, have worked in a project-based game team to create a such and such type of product or software or banking application or whatever it was. Cool. So that was just a quick one there. Let me scroll up, see if you guys are making any comments on what's going on here. Okay, cool. How's this? Do you guys want me to keep doing another couple of LinkedIn profiles, or you want to switch back to asking some questions?
Let's go into some questions. I think that, well, actually, before we go into questions, I think it's almost 15 minutes left on the webinar. It's flown past. I think there's a little surprise that we have to share with everybody, right, Rick? A little bonus? Yeah, totally. Okay, cool. Yeah, totally. And whenever we do these webinars, Ilya twists my arm in terms of giving you guys something. So he's like, I've got people coming along and I want to give them something. So I run workshops on this kind of stuff. It's what I do.
And my workshop, I don't know if we have a link for it, but my workshops, we get together, we have this kind of conversation. I look at your brand, your profile, your resume, the jobs you're applying for, and we have a very honest discussion about what do you need to do to succeed. And if it's, I want to work in Canada, or I'm about to graduate, or I need to know where to start, or I've got 7 kids and I need to feed them, I need to get a job right now, then we look at that and say, what's the opportunity? How do you find more opportunities? How do you approach them? And then I've got a whole bunch of strategies for you to stand out from everyone else, to connect with those people, to network effectively with them, to use LinkedIn as your main tool, and to get interviews. And then when you've got the interview, what do you do? You know, how do you succeed in that? So the way that I'm running the workshop at the moment is across two occasions, and we do it online, similar to this, but you guys hopefully will all have webcams, or at least be able to talk to me, and we have conversations. So I use Google Hangout. Two sessions, 1 week apart. And so that's so we can have a lot of conversation about, let's have a look at your approach, let's have a look at where you're applying, for me to give you a lot of input, a lot of feedback, a lot of guidance, and then for you to go off and spend a week improving, creating, updating, and then we come back and we have a look at it again, and I give you feedback on it, and you know, and help you do that final polish of what you're going on. So it's across two sessions. And we cover everything, and there's tons of time for you guys to talk with me directly. I limit the number in the workshop to 8. So we've got, you know, and normally it's about 5, so it's nice and tight. The workshop itself normally is $275. That's US dollars. You guys can get out the calculator for your own currency. And so Ilya normally looks at that and says, that's too much for my people. I want a discount. I want to, you know, do me something special. So for you guys, it's $175. And that's for the workshop, and, you know, as much conversation with me as you can get out of our conversations together. And it's all about getting a job with a focus on games, but also on whatever it is that you're interested in, and from whatever experience level you're coming from. So $175. And Ilya also said, what about the people who have recently signed up for Van Hack? Because I know he's very keen on rewarding you guys who are signing up at the moment. I think maybe it's the Black Friday or the Thanksgiving week or whatever. So if you've signed up for Van Hack as well, I'll make that $150 for my workshop, just as a hit. There you go, Ilya. I'll squeeze a little bit more out of it, and my children won't have new shoes this week and all that kind of stuff. So so if you guys want to come along to the workshop, I'd love to have you there. That special price, as is the way with these things, is until this Friday. Now, dates on the workshop, I'm not sure if we've shown up the link there. Let me just give you the other link is the link that we want Ilya to take people directly to the page. And I'll find that for you guys. Just no need to go off and look at it now, because there's a video of me talking. All the details are in there. There's the link up at the top of the chat, room there, everything that you need. Cool. And what was I going to say? There's that for signing up. Oh, yes. So that special price is until the end of this week. Oh, yeah. So the workshops will be on either, so you can choose one of two, either Sunday afternoon/evening or on Wednesday evening, depending upon where you're located. If you're in Brazil, on Brazil time, then it's going to be, I think the Sunday one is at 6 p.m. and the Wednesday one is at 8 p.m. If you're on Pacific time, then it is going to be, I think, 2 p.m. and 1 p.m. or 3 p.m. It's on my website anyway, but it's mostly afternoon, evening. Go check it out. If those times are awful for you and you're like, there's no way I can make it, then let me know. I'm always running more workshops. There probably won't be another workshop till the new year. So when I run a new one, we'll have some details there. They go for around about, each session's about 90 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, because I've changed the format a little bit. Yeah. So if you guys have any questions about that, that would be awesome. Happy to answer them. And it might be of interest to you. You might have the budget, you might not. Totally cool. If it's not for you at the moment, maybe in the future, but I'd love to have you on board. The guys that I worked with last month, October, November, last month, got a huge amount out of it, and You know, they've completely, if you look at their whole strategy for finding games now, finding jobs now, it's just crazy different. They're looking like super professionals. That's my guarantee to you. I'll turn you into a professional.
Awesome, Rick. That's super generous of you. Thank you. And just to restate, I love what Rick does because it's super focused on games, and he's got so much experience, 10 years, as you guys can see. He knows everything there is to know about it. So I think it's a really powerful combination, VanHack Premium plus Rick's workshop. And as he mentioned, for premium members, you guys get another $25 discount, American dollars. So tons of bonuses and discounts. There's actually 3 bonuses for premium members if you join during the Black Friday. One is the $20 off with Marilani for the immigration consultations. Another one is the discount here with Rick. And the third one will be revealed tomorrow on our IELTS Hangout with Jessica. So a lot of stuff. And welcome, Richard, from when you join. And other Richard, or sorry, Ricardo. Welcome, Ricardo and Richard. Great that you sent me your resume. Thank you for that. All right, guys, we got about 10 more minutes here. This webinar just flew by. Rick is giving me so much awesome information. And I'll send out a link to Rick's course so you guys can see all the information about how to sign up. Don't worry about it. But let's maybe finish off with some, how can I say, with some general questions. So yeah, any general questions? What are the odds of being hired? Best webinar ever. That's awesome, Richard.
Hey, thanks, man.
Yeah, that's cool. What are the odds of being hired by a big company? Maybe you can ask Joel can kind of
Yeah, good question. If you're awesome and you've got tons of experience and you've got a good network and tons of good skills and a good portfolio, the chances are very high. If you're very junior and you've got a really shitty LinkedIn profile and you don't know how to network, then your chances are 0. So, and it's somewhere in between. If you have a work permit, then the chances are higher. If you don't have a work permit, the chances are lower. But it really depends upon your ability to show them you have value. If you can prove to them that you have the value they need, you'll have a good chance. If they can't see how you have value, then you have no chance. Now, it's a very, all right, percentages, I don't know, somewhere between 1% and 99%. How's that?
So you're saying there's a chance, for everyone who has seen Dumb and Dumber. You guys know
there's a chance.
Jim Carrey.
We have a chance. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, I forget the number. 1 in a million, right? She said. So you're saying there's
that's still a chance. Let me just scroll down, see if I can find angel investors in games. What do you think about vertical slice presentation as a prototype? Awesome. If you're looking to get any investment, having something that already plays well and looks good is very important. You know, going with a paper design or an idea, no one's going to give you money for that ever, unless it's your relatives and you kind of talk them into it. The way with publishers and angel investors nowadays is if you already have a relationship with them, they're going to trust you if they can see that it's going well and they think the thing you're creating is good. If you don't already have a relationship, they're going to want to see that it's finished, or pretty much finished. Just having a vertical slice is okay, but they're going to want to see that it's further down the track because they have a lot of good things to choose from. And publishers, they're a little bit more picky now than they used to be. So vertical slice, good start. Having something nearly finished, even better. I know that's not necessarily the answer you want though.
Yeah, I mean, I think whenever you're looking for an investor, that's a whole nother conversation about how all that works. So my advice is always try and do as much as you can on your own and kind of bootstrap it and grow it to a point where you don't need one. That's always when it's funny. That's always when investors come, is when you don't need them specifically to survive. Of course, it's always good to have strategic ones, but yeah, so it's kind of a catch-22 sometimes with that. Yeah, it's just.
And Marcel is asking, I have a study permit and I want to start working with games, previous programming experience, but not much game dev. How should I approach companies? The first thing to do is to go get something relevant to games. And the easiest way to do that is to spend 2 weeks getting really strong, as strong as you can at Unity or Unreal. So if you find an opportunity and you look at the job posting and if it says, to work here at such and such a studio, we're looking for people with Unreal experience. Then you go and take an online course, and I can highly, highly recommend the courses by a guy called Ben Tristam, who I'm teaming up with the moment to make a course on how to create an RPG in Unity using C#. So it's just at the latter end of being kickstarted, bit of a plug for that. But he has courses, and if you get them like right at the moment, they're probably on sale for like very little money, and they're huge. So you can learn so much about Unity, for example, by doing that course, so much about Unreal by doing his Unreal course. And if you do that 2 or 3 weeks, then when you approach game companies, you can say, I've got a programming background, I know these languages, and I'm very strong in Unity. And that gives you a huge advantage. You don't have to say, and I've created a bunch of games, but you do need something relevant to what they do. I might just pick through another couple of questions here. Would you recommend developing a portfolio level game as an open source project so they can see the actual code? Maybe they're not as, I think to get an interview, people probably won't look at your code. They might look at here's a 1-minute video where you say, I created this, I created this, I created that. And they're like, oh, that's kind of good. You know, look at your details. And then they're most likely going to give you a test. And most companies have a programmer test because they don't trust what's on your portfolio. They're like, anyone could have done this. You could have just got code, you know, online and then made a couple of changes. So like you do our test and then we'll see whether you're any good. So to get the door open a little bit, have your own thing, show it and show what you did in it. And then most likely if they're impressed by that, they'll say, do our test. Is it worth to go to Canada to work in a non-game entry job and later try to find a game job? Sure. You know what? In terms of immigrating to another country, do whatever you can to get into that country, anything at all, like find a job, study. Like this is where Ilya can tell you all the, you know, the sneaky ways of sneaking into Canada and other countries. Get in there, because once you're in a location, you can go to meetups, you can go to events, you can meet people, you can say, hey, can I take you for coffee? And that's how you can start a relationship or meet someone or find what's going on, or you're like, wow, I didn't even know that these people existed. And that's how you find a lot of this information. And it's also easier to convince someone to sponsor you if you can actually walk into their office. So if that's a possibility to get a non-game job, if you want to work in games in a place and then transition to games, then yes, I think that would be good if you can do that. It doesn't hurt at all. How should I approach companies?
Just second that one, what you just said, Rick. I agree. Just get here, you know, well, not here, I'm not in Canada right now, but get to the country you want to move to, whether that is Australia, Canada, etc. And once you're there, things get much easier. So very, very, very true.
I love that it's 2 guys currently not sitting in Canada talking about Canada.
The internet has no borders. It's the world we live in.
It is true. Looking at other questions here, you know, okay. Oh, I finally got the sort of question I was looking for. I wanted to get some non-programmer, non-game designer-y type people asking questions as well. What do you think about a business administrator working as a business analyst and talking about technology, big data with clients? Their job offers like that, people in Canada. And have your LinkedIn thing here? I'll just have this on the side. So, here's the thing, the opportunities in a game developer, so the people actually making games, are going to be different to the opportunities in, say, a game publisher that might handle the funding, the marketing, the promoting. So there's opportunities in both of those buckets. If we're talking about developer, then there's not really as much overlap between I'm a business guy in a big data projects and I'm a business guy in games. The overlap is I'm a project manager and I know how to, do budgets and schedules and tasks because I've been doing it over here on our, our software, and I can come and do that. So as a project manager or producer, there's an overlap. As a business development type person, that's the person going out and trying to get partnerships or it's a bit of a sales role as well, try to get publishers to give money. You kind of need to have a network. You kind of need to have knowledge about games to do that. As an analyst, then you need to be the sort of person who can get into the data and look at, here's a graph line going like that. What does it mean? Here's a comparison, here's the correlation. What does that mean? Here's a regression analysis. What does that mean? Here's where we were yesterday. Here's where we are today. What does that mean? And that you can look at that data and then make recommendations about the game. And that's usually free to play and usually mobile. And the most important thing for you to know is a lot about games. So you need to understand about retention and monetization and engagement and virality. And if you understand about those things and you've played, like 20 or 30 or 40 different free-to-play games on your phone, then you can go in there and speak with confidence about that. And the cool thing is, between me and you guys, if you spend a month going and playing a lot of games, researching it, writing it down, reading articles on gamasutra.com, just a month on that, you can have a very strong understanding of free-to-play games. You don't need to have 2 years doing that sort of stuff. So hopefully that answers your question there.
Awesome.
Yeah. For your particular profile, you would need to recraft it. Sorry, Ilya, for Fabio, you'd need to recraft your profile, because at the moment, when I look at this, I'd say it's not a game profile. It doesn't meet what game people are looking for. You'd need to rebrand yourself. Sorry.
So I was just wondering if you're okay to go maybe 5 minutes over, if that's okay.
Yeah. So long as we get awesome questions.
Cool. All right, guys, keep the questions coming. This is fantastic stuff. You get some, really good quality time with an expert in this field. There's not many people in the world like Rick. So, guys, keep the good questions coming.
So Joel, thanks, Ilya. Joel, 10 years of experience, software development. During this time, worked in different positions and different technologies. Profile with all these experience. Okay, here's the thing, and I'm pretty much giving you guys most of what I teach in my workshop. So you'll come along to the workshop, you're like, you've already taught us all this, but I'll teach it to you again. But you need to make a profile that matches the job you're going for. It's as simple as that. If I'm looking for someone with C++ experience to work on our operations, and operations is kind of all of the behind the scene, the servers and the systems and the concurrent place, all of that, then I want to look through your profile and see C++, or maybe it's Python they're looking for, or maybe it's just data administration or IT management, whatever it is. I need to see that throughout your profile or your resume. Now with resumes, it's easier, because you can change your resume and send off different resumes to different jobs. You can change it each time. With your LinkedIn profile, you might be trying to capture or connect with 2 or 3 different opportunities. But whatever you do, you need to have the keywords that job is looking for and put that throughout your experience. So hopefully that is not the most full answer there, but don't try to be everything. But make sure you've got in specifically what that job's looking for, and start by focusing on the job you're most interested in and have that stuff, and then the next job and have that stuff. So you can have 2 or 3 different sort of flavors to your profile. Is there a field for motion designers in the games industry? From Vitor. Motion design, I'm not sure what a motion designer is. Are you talking about animation? Are you talking about graphics? Are you talking about like After Effects? Are you talking about movies or rotoscoping? I'm not exactly sure what that is, but if someone's good at motion design, I'm sure there's opportunities, and there's tons of opportunities in film in Canada. Like in Vancouver, there's a lot of film studios, animation studios. There's a lot of filming that goes on. They call it Hollywood of the North. So there's a lot of opportunities. So maybe motion design might be more relevant to that. I'm not exactly sure what specifically
VFX
that
is a huge market. I think it's VFX Vancouver is the job board you can see, and there's a lot of VFX jobs for, I think, animators, riggers, digital mat coordinators, 2D senior animators. Yeah, I don't know what these things are very well. I don't really know, modulars. But yeah, this is a good website for anyone who's into animation. Posted right here for you guys to see.
Cool. I'll fire another couple of quick links at you. GameDevMap.com. GameDevMap.com. You can see what studios are in what locations. And one more, OrcaHQ.com. Lots of jobs on there. A couple of links for you there. And then there was another question I saw. What can you say about game jams? They're awesome. Do them and put what you've done into your LinkedIn profile and resume. I like them.
This game dev map is great.
Yeah, really good. Really, really super useful.
Yeah, so if you guys click on the city and then scroll down, just to scroll down, there's all the studios.
We can see what studio you can go off to today. Are you in Berlin? Did you say?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
And a job for Ilya in Berlin, or maybe not a job, maybe just an interview for him to go to practice his skills.
A hiring partner, so a company that wants to hire Van hackers. Wow,
even better. Fine, we'll get jobs for other people then. That's good.
Yeah, if I got hired somewhere else, I wouldn't be able to help everyone else here.
That's true. That's okay. I was just thinking about you, but that's greedy of me. Let's think about everyone else. So I think we've probably take one more question if anyone has a burning question that they want before we wrap her up. And
my pleasure, Richard.
Unless you, yeah, it's just Richard and Victor here all day long. Oh, here's a question that wasn't flagged as a question. Sorry, and I might have missed some of them because they weren't flagged as questions. Looking for a starting career in game design, is it better to study in my own country prior to immigrate, or would it be better to study in Canada? Okay, so good question. Studying in Canada is good if it helps you with the work permit. Studying in your own country is good if it's cheaper and easier. Here's the thing about game design. Your qualifications don't really matter. It doesn't matter. So you could study at the best place possible and you could study at the worst place possible. And when people look at it on your LinkedIn profile or resume, they kind of don't care about either. They're going to say to you, what can you do? What have you done? What can you do for me? And if you get them to say, well, I studied at the Californian College of Game Design Excellence, they'll be like, I don't care. Like, what can you do? So in terms of study, go to Canada if you can make the financial situation work. Don't get in so much debt that, you know, it's going to ruin your family. Don't do that. But the main thing is be making games in your own time. You don't have to go to school for that. Like I said before, there's courses online. Go to Udemy if you want to learn how to do the scripting part of it. Learn Unity. Got our RPG game that's going to be course that's going to be coming out soon. So learn it in your own time. Make things. Get better. You know, learn online, and then say, here's what I can do. If it's just purely about the knowledge and about the learning. So hopefully that helps, Gabrielle. Hopefully that answer helps for you. Cool. And hopefully I see some of you guys in the workshop. If you have any questions about it, let me know. I think you should have my email address. If not, it's rick@gamecareercoach.com. If you have any questions, that's also the place to send me a message to. If you sign up for the Van Hack membership, and then you're like, Rick, give me the cheaper deal, then send me an email to there and we'll figure everything out and we'll hook you up there. But yeah, and I'd love to connect with you guys on LinkedIn.
I'll send you a list of all the premium members, so that way we can make sure that everyone is what they are saying they are.
Hang on a minute. Yeah, awesome. And thanks for all the LinkedIn requests. I look forward to connecting with you guys.
Cool. Yeah, and if you guys haven't connected with Rick on LinkedIn, you're crazy. Do that right now. The way it works on LinkedIn, you know, the more people you're connected to, the more people that you're able to connect to in the future, and if someone sees you're connected to Rick, that gives you more credibility. So make sure you go ahead and do that. Guys, let's give a huge Van Hack thank you to Rick for spending an hour here with us. There's a ton of information that I got here. I love the LinkedIn reviews, a lot of really good stuff. And again, thanks Rick for extending that special discount for Van Hack Premium members. So if you join Van Hack Premium before Wednesday at midnight when the Black Friday sale ends, cool, great to see you guys saying thanks. You guys will get the special $100 off, right? Because it's $250 normally, so we're going down to $150 just for you guys, which is huge. So, and of course, if you want to join Van Hack Premium, as always, here. Oh, I messed it up. Here is the join here. I'm just gonna put it quickly here. One sec. Cool. You just click right down there, the big orange button, join there for Van Hack Premium. But you guys already know that. So Rick, thanks again. Really appreciate it. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be emailing you, going to be joining you in the workshop, and we'll be helping a lot of people get hired in the gaming industry. So looking forward to that.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Lovely talking to you all. Thanks for the questions, and thanks, Ilya. And see you all soon.
Yeah, sweet. And I'll email everybody all this information as well. So.
Oh, I have one last link. Sorry to be that guy. Sorry to be that guy after we've already said goodbye. And I'm like, but I have one more thing.
Steve Jobs, fine.
There is I've got a ton of videos on my YouTube channel, so come along and subscribe and leave comments, positive ones or nasty ones, up to you, whatever you like. A lot of this sort of stuff I have on my YouTube channel as well. So another good place to connect with me. I just put the link in there, youtube.com/Rick Davidson channel.
Nice. That's great. Yeah, YouTube is super important. So we'll yeah, everybody go subscribe to the YouTube channel, watch it. Fantastic. All right, Rick. Well, I'm going to stick around for another 5-10 minutes answering general questions about Van Hack stuff. So yeah, Rick, thank you so much. Go enjoy your time with your family, with your daughters. Hopefully we have some people join your workshop so you can get them some nice shoes.
Awesome. And so we can get some people some jobs as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Okay. See you later. Thank you.
Cheers, Rick. Talk soon, buddy. Thank you so much. Awesome, man. That was another fantastic webinar. We are getting better and better, I feel. We got 2 more left on the Canada Summit tomorrow with Jessica from All Ears English. She has amazing energy. And so if anyone here needs to improve their English, whether that's to take the IELTS exam or just generally improve their English, come back tomorrow at same time, same place, 8 p.m. Brazil UTC -3 time. Nazareno, welcome to Van Hack Premium, enrolling right now. Sweet. Welcome. We've had a lot of people join this week. So it's really exciting to see a lot of people we're going to start working with, helping them with their English, their interview practice, their resumes, helping them get ready, get connected to Canada, and actually anywhere. Like I said, right now I'm actually in Germany. So we're expanding Van Hack to all over the world, first to Europe, and then we'll see where we go from here. But Richard, welcome as well. Super excited to have you guys here. So as always, kind of the post-webinar here with me, whatever questions you guys might have about anything really related to Canada or working abroad, I should say now, not just in Canada, or related to getting a job, etc. Please go ahead and ask. If you have anything, let me know. And yeah, again, just click on the link down here. I can take you right to the Van Hack Premium page. So welcome, Nazareno. I just saw your sign up here. That's awesome. Welcome. You got the 6 month. How can I say? The 6 month plan. That's great. You say you get 240 hours of English practice for $200. Where in the world are you going to find English practice with a Canadian or a native English speaker for less than $1 an hour? 2 reais, 2 reais. go to Wise Up English, or go to Wizard, guys. Come on, do this tomorrow. Go to Wizard and call them and say, listen, your prices are too high. You're going to be needing to charge. I want to pay 2 reais an hour. Okay, I want to see what the woman from Wizard is going to tell you when you ask her this. I can just imagine her mind is just going to be blown. She's going to think you're crazy. But well, the magic of the internet, we don't have expensive rent, we don't have expensive, buildings, so we're able to give you guys this great price, and the value all goes to you, right? And that's our goal. Yeah, I think it's true. I think it's true too, Nazareno. So congrats for joining. Oh, hey, Caio just joined as well. Congrats, Caio. Welcome. Like Nazareno said, time to get to work, Caio, as well, for 6 months, taking advantage of the great pricing we got. For Black Friday, less than $1. Let me see exactly how much it is hour, like in terms of 240 here, 83 cents, 83 cents Canadian. That's awesome. Welcome, Kayo. Yeah, Richard, if you choose monthly, it's $45 every month. Okay, it's not 60. It's not $65 the next month. It's not $45 just for the first month. It's 45 every single month. Okay, so join monthly, fantastic. That's every month 45. Okay, no, doesn't matter. We're probably going to be just a quick heads up, guys. We're probably going to be increasing price of premium next year just because we've improved it by so much. And before, the price of premium was for like 24 hours of English practice, interview practice. Now we have 40, so we've almost doubled it, and the prices stayed the same. So I think we're going to be increasing it to something like, maybe $80 a month, or maybe $350 for 6 months. I'm not sure yet. Probably that's going to be happening in the new year. So really, this price is going to be the best price we've ever had or ever given. And like I said, it's crazy cheap. Plus, on top of all the English practice, you also get all the help with your resume and our Slack community, and unlimited access to kind of asking for help whenever you need it. Plus the networking tips, etc. The online course, the video content. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff you get on top of just the English practice, the interview practice. And when that does happen, so great question, Victor and Eric. So we have English interview practice happens from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So 4 days a week at night from 9 to 11 Brazil time, UTC-3. And now we just added 2 sessions on Tuesday and Thursday morning at 7 a.m. UTC-3. So for people who have maybe they have to work late. Oh, Richard, welcome. They have to work late. Excuse me. They have to work late during the night, and they can't really come. I don't know who works until 10 p.m. Maybe you have family. You want to be with your kids at night. Well, if you want, you can join in the mornings at 7 a.m. So yeah, we purposely did it for busy people like you, professionals who maybe have some time early in the morning before they go to work from 7 to 8 a.m. And then, of course, from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. So yeah, we actually, for anyone who just joined now, so Nazareno, Richard, Kayo, who you guys just joined now, if you go into the Van Hack Premium Slack group, yeah, we're doing -3 right now, not -2. So whatever Brasilia time is on, -2. So right now in Brazil, it's 9, or at least it's 9:15. So at 10 o'clock and 45 minutes, our next interview practice is starting. Today we actually are switching Monday to Friday because our English teacher usually does it Mondays. Anyway, the point is she usually does it 9 p.m. on Monday. She had to switch to 9 p.m. on Friday just for this 1 week. But usually it's from 9 to 11. So if hey Augusto, hi from Venezuela. So whoever just joined now, I think there was the 3 guys, Richard, Caio, and Nazareno, you guys can just join for today. You can join in 45 minutes to the interview practice, and it'll be with Mo, who's actually an English professor and an entrepreneur himself. So he'll be talking or starting in the interview practice. It's all done in our Slack group. We use Zoom. Anyway, that's how that works. And so you get that plus all the other bonuses. We have 3 bonuses, like I said: the $20 off the consultation with Manilani, the $100 off the Rick's workshop. Which, I mean, how awesome was this webinar? Rick is the best person, I think, in Canada for game career advice. He's amazing. And then tomorrow we're gonna have a special speaking bonus that Jessica is gonna give as well to all our premium members. So no worries if you can. I mean, Joel, yes, Joel, you are a premium member now. You joined, I think, yesterday or 2 days ago. Yes, of course you can join. All premium members can join. Yeah, your first one. That's great. Just go to the interview practice channel in the Slack group. Cool. Thiago, good night. Have a great night. Yeah. So guys, any other questions about other stuff, or else I'm just gonna keep talking about how awesome Van Hack Premium is. Sorry, I think it is really valuable. I've seen how much it's changed people's lives. So I really encourage people to join, or at least give it a chance. Like the way I say it is like, you have nothing to lose because we have that 100% money back guarantee. Of course, I don't want you to join just because of this, but really, like, if you're thinking, man, I don't know if it's for me, I don't know if it's worth it, or the chances I'm going to get a job, I have no idea what the chance of you're getting a job. That depends on you. What I can guarantee is that we're going to prepare you better than anyone else. We're going to give you the best preparation to get a tech job abroad than anyone else, especially in Canada, but soon we'll have both Canada and Europe. And so, yeah, we have tons of content. Hey, Emerson. Hey, good to see you here, Emerson. Emerson, but for everyone who doesn't remember, on our first day, Emerson is one of our premium members who got a job 3 months before he moved to Vancouver. Cool. Augusto, specific, a doubt. Great. Do you have any specific website for programmer? What do you mean, Augusto? Specific website for what? For jobs? Yes, Gabrielle, this will be part of, will be on our YouTube channel, yes. Just the first part will be on public for YouTube, and the rest will be just for premium members, okay? Cool. Augusto, can you clarify your question, what you mean about a website? Yeah, for jobs. Okay, there's tons of websites for jobs for developers. Yeah, Indeed.com or .ca. Lucas, welcome. Welcome to VanHack Premium, Lucas. That's awesome, man. I see. Actually, I haven't seen. I'm not sure, Lucas, if you joined just VanHack or VanHack Premium. Anyway, cool. So as I was saying, can you say the difference from Pro to Premium? Great question. Pro is strictly content and a monthly consultation call. Like, we give you video content about how to create your profile and do networking in Canada for Pro, and you have 1 hour, or sorry, 1 15-minute consultation call per month, plus a monthly hangout with an expert for Pro. Cool, Lucas, it must have just not come through yet, but welcome. Yeah, I just saw you just joined monthly. Awesome, Lucas, I got it here now. Cheers, man, welcome. And sorry about that LinkedIn problem. I know we had some problems with LinkedIn. It's a big pain. We had someone work as a volunteer. We were excited for them to work, but they didn't do a good job, so now we have to do a lot more work. Anyway, it's something we're cleaning up. It'll be better. Cool. João, it's better to have more experience than less. So the fact that you have 25 years experience is fantastic. That's actually great. It is fantastic. It's not a problem at all. The older and more experienced you are, actually the better. As long as you're not like experienced in COBOL, which no one needs, as long as you have a programming language that people want and use. Hey, Herbert, you're a little bit late, my friend. We're just about to finish, but don't worry, the replay of the webinar will be online. So yeah, cool. So awesome. Cool. Read the instructions, watch the video below how Premium works. Yeah, exactly, Lucas. There's a typo there. Oh, good, I will fix this. Can you show me exactly where? Can you email me a screenshot, please? Yeah, I will go fix that right away. Awesome. All right, João, what programming to understand? Okay, fixing real-time the website, fixing the bugs. Great stuff, really appreciate it. Cool, all right. Any plans for the next one hackathon? Yeah, okay, cool, Victor. So you're talking about the difference between Pro and Premium. So yeah, the Pro is just the like one hangout for 1 hour hangout with an expert a month, one 15-minute consultation call plus the content and the Van Hackathon. And then for the Premium, it's all the other stuff, the 40 hours of interview practice, the revision of your resume. We actually do your resume for you. Like, you watch it, you improve it, and then we revise it. We edit the words, we make the formatting, we make it look beautiful, etc. So anyway, it's a much complete, much deeper package and much more personal. Also, I think the best thing about Premium is our Slack group, where we're always there asking, how is the conversation dynamic in practice? The interviewer asks a question, everybody answers it, and everyone gives feedback for each other. Yeah, and you can actually watch a video on the Premium page about it. If you just go to vanhack.com/premium, scroll down to the bottom of the page, there's actually a video of one of our interview practices that that you will fix here. The video below explains how VanHack Premium works. I'm not seeing the typo. Lucas, where is the typo? Okay, plans for the next Van Hackathon. Great question. This is something I'm thinking a lot about. I will come out with a video about this actually for everyone. To be very honest, guys, I was very disappointed with the last Van Hackathon. I thought we did some we made some mistakes. When I say we, I mean Van Hack, me. We had some issues with some companies taking a long time to give feedback to people. Companies saying they would give a prize, but they didn't. There's no limit, Eric, but usually we have around 10 to 15 people maximum. We haven't ever had more than that. So usually you have, everyone gets a chance to talk. Sometimes we even do twice. Last week we had 5 people on an interview practice, so we just did it twice. Everyone spoke twice. It really depends, So yeah, cool. Understand. Okay, understand should be understand. The video below explains how Van Hack Premium works. Sorry, Lucas, I'm just so tired right now. So maybe if you could just send me a screenshot, but maybe I'll just control F it. No, under 10. Is this another vanhack.com/premium page, Lucas? Sorry, buddy. Can you just send me a screenshot in an email? I'm kind of tired. I just was on an overnight flight, and my eyes cannot process stuff right now. And I just want to focus here on answering people's questions. But thank you very much, Lucas. I appreciate that. And welcome again. Oh, on the thank you. On the thank you page. Okay, cool. I'll go edit that right after this. Cool. Yeah. So cool. Let's just erase that link. That's actually private for premium members. There's a lot of sensitive information there. Anyway, I trust you guys not to do stuff that. Anyway, point of the story is, cool. Ilya zombie version. Yeah, guys, I am exhausted. I flew overnight. Right now it's actually midnight where I am right now in Berlin. 12:30. Sorry. Oh my God. So I'm gonna go to sleep. As you guys can see, I need it. Thank you guys for being here with me on the webinar, being with Rick. Yeah, huge jet lag. So we have two more days left in the Canada Summit. So that means 2 more awesome webinars. Tomorrow with Jessica about English, such an important topic. We all need to have good English. Doesn't have to be perfect, but good enough English. Talking about how to improve your English, and of course, IELTS is a big exam that many people need to take. But generally, if you want some tips on how to improve your English, how to learn, how to study, how to practice on your own, Jessica is an expert. She actually used to be an IELTS examiner as well, so she's a super expert in IELTS for anyone who needs to do that one. But just in general, if you want to improve your English, she's great. And then myself, and my business partner who also works with me on Van Hack, Fred, who is a Brazilian who moved to Vancouver in 1988 and has been living in Canada since then. He's an entrepreneur. He actually sold his company to Boeing and is a successful angel investor now. And we're talking about technology startups, the Canadian tech scene, etc. Thanks, Joel. I appreciate that. Nathaniel, I'll see you later. Nazareno, welcome again to Van Hack Premium. Really great having you part of the club, part of the community. Yes. All right, guys. For Nazar, see you later, buddy. So for anyone here who just is in Van Hack Premium, you have interview practice. You need to go to interview practice. Do your homework. Don't just sign up and you have to work. So go to interview practice in 35 minutes. Yeah, Eric. Hey, if this is Eric from the intercom chat from the chat on the website, good to see you here, buddy. I already sent your email to some recruiters. Your resume to some recruiters. So let's see what happens. I'm studying and probably go to Canada in a few years. How can Van Hack help you now? Well, I hope we're helping you now, right now. I mean, we can always help you improve your English and your profile, Gabriel, with our premium section. But if now's not the right time, then come to the webinars, watch all our free content, read our blog. We have a job board. We have a lot of free stuff, for people who might be students and kind of tight on cash. Keep learning with all of our free content. We have tons of it. This is an example of it. Hopefully it's helpful. So guys, I will see you tomorrow, 8 p.m. Brazil time, UTC -3 with Jessica from All Ears English. And of course, you have 2 more days, actually less than 48 hours now left in the Van Hack Premium Black Friday sale. So less than 48 hours. The time is ticking. So if you just click on the link right here, you can join. Congrats and welcome to all the guys who joined. So Caio, Nazareno, Lucas, Richard, awesome. I don't know if anyone else joined. I haven't checked here. I don't think anyone else has joined yet. But yes, really, really great to be here with you guys, and welcome to Van Hack Premium for you four. And yes, João as well. Marco, invite all your friends. We have a lot of free stuff. Okay, hasta la vista, guys. I will see you tomorrow, 8 p.m. Get ready. It's going to be fantastic, as always. And again, thank you so much for spending some time with me. A big hug. Hasta la vista.